YouTube universe. You know who it is. It's your favorite mother freaking role model, the Buddhist with an attitude, aka Mr. Wonderful, Hitman Thornton Ferrari Action T Vizzle. What an episode, people. Things are getting thick real quick. Bucky and Sam are on one hell of a lethal weapon adventure, if you know what I mean. Wow. Wow. People, check it. Real quick, before I even get started and get into this, I want you to do something for me real quick. Hit that subscribe button, okay? Click that bell icon so you can be alerted when my videos drizzop, okay? Can't believe I just said drizzop. Anyway, I'm just having a good time. I'm got a lot of energy today. Got some stuff I got to do late after I'm done with this thing. Things are happening for you, boy. That's all I got to say. Can't speak on it. Don't want to jinx anything, but things is happening. Anyway, let's get right to it, okay? With the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 3. Wolverine. Check it. Anyway, and you'll see what I mean while I'm rocking this shirt, by the way. He shares the #1 spot next to Luke Cage as #1 favorite superheroes. It's a long list. I'll get into that some videos down the road. Anyway, I told you I'm feeling good today. People, check it. Okay, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 3. The Power Broker is watching. All right, so as it opens up, you know, the Global Repatriation Act commercial. Look, that looked real as hell. Looked like something we see on our everyday, you know, television, doesn't it? Anyway, so it just shows how people globally that return from the blip it's their way of trying to help people that return from the blip, trying to get things back to normal and all that. So, and interesting how right after that happens, bam, we see a van with the GRC. Oh, was it GRC? Okay, logo. Door opens, bam. We get Agent Douche. All right. So, and he goes into one of the safe houses that the Flag Smasher was in. He's up there telling him, hey, don't give him a chance to delete anything. Don't give him a chance to, send it, shred anything. Don't give him a chance to breathe. Really? Really? You understand what's going on these past few weeks, right? Really? Anyway, yeah, I was just surprised when that was said. But anyway, because there are a lot of people out there that support the new Agent Douche, okay, John Walker's philosophy on how things should be handled. Okay, there are some people out there with that type of, mindset, as we saw in January. But anyway, so he goes in there, tries to manhandle people. He doesn't speak the language, so his sidekick, his partner, Battlestar steps in. Hoskins speaks to the dude in his language to, find out what's going on, what happened to the people that were here. And he basically lets him know, Agent Douche know in his own way that he doesn't appreciate why they're there. I'm an honest businessman. I'm handling my own while you harassing me kind of thing. And he basically spats in his face, in Agent Douche's face. I was just like, whoa. As a man, I don't care what religion you from, what race you are. Everybody knows worldwide, if someone spats in your face, that is beyond disrespect, if you know what I mean. So he didn't take kindly to that. Grabs him, hems him up, and says, do you know who I is? do you know who I is? And he basically lets him know, yeah, and I don't give a fizzuck who you are. And I was just like, damn, this dude's a straight G. So they come out all pissed off and everything. But Hoskins, his partner lets him know, hey, Flag Smashers out here helping folk. Okay, they're helping people, getting them supplies, medicine. They're helping people. So they're going to have loyalties. And basically, Agent Douche just basically says, well, we're going to have to count on, because basically he was just saying we're at a dead end. We have no other ways to find them. What else can we do? And basically he just letting them know, okay, we're just going to have to rely on the other means to find what's going on. Switch to smash cuts to Sam, Bucky heading to see Zemo in the prison. And of course, Bucky goes to see him alone. Sam's kind of concerned about that, but lets him go. Bucky steps in. You got this whole Silence of the Lamb vibes. He's in the darkness and the shadow, just chilling. As Bucky walks in, he automatically starts rattling off the words that he did in Civil War to trigger the Winter Soldier's berserker rage, so he can control him. And he said, 17 and logging and apples and toothpaste and Xbox and banana, whatever he says to get him going. And Bucky let him know, ain't gonna work. That's the old me. Okay, I've changed. All right. You're dealing with somebody new here. And Zemo just says, I know. I'm just messing with you. Just seeing where your head's at, seeing what you about. And so Zemo just starts rattling off his old villainy type speeches. And Bucky lets him know, hey, there's some super soldiers out there that got the serum. And that grabs Zemo's attention. Like, what? Okay. So we got a situation. So basically, he goes to see Sam. Smash cut to, I'm not going to go into full detail on every single thing that was discussed or talked about. Let's just say Zemo has a plan and is on a mission now. And so basically, Bucky goes to Sam. They go to some warehouse type place. And they going back and forth about seeing Zemo and wanting to break him out. And Sam was like completely against it. And Bucky does this. Let's do a hypothetical, situation of what if, and they do this smash cut little montage as he's explaining the hypothetical, as Zemo's doing all of these things to basically break out of prison, which obviously Bucky helped him with because he did mention to him, what book you read. So as he's continuing this hypothetical and they get to the end of it, Zemo comes strutting in and Sam's just like, what the nigga, seriously? Are you, what? So he wasn't happy to see him, basically. And so they going back and forth discussing the situation that, hey, you had Steve's back when Steve was trying to clear me and be there for me. So, and you were there for Steve. So I want you to be there for Steve. I want you to be there for me like you were for him. Come on, trust me, bruh. Trust me. And then Zemo tries to pipe in some words, and I was like, may I say something? No. At the same time, no, shut up. Kind of like the way Mel Gibson and Danny Glover did that to Joe Pesci whenever he tried to step in. Shut up. You ain't helping the situation. Okay, grown folks is talking. Anyway, so they go on and on, back and forth. So that happens. Next, we go to, okay, I may not be going in order, but I'm just going with it. So bear with me, people. So next, we got Carly Morgenthau at a, kind of like a area, playing with kids, a little settlement type camp area for refugee types, and she's there to see somebody. Obviously, it looked like more like an orphanage type place, kind of. But where she went to see somebody that basically is ill, that's dying. And we don't know if that's her real mom's or if that's someone that took care of her when she was young. Either way, she's sad to see her, very upset and whatnot, which kind of puts her in a different kind of light as well for the things that she's trying to accomplish. Because I like how throughout the years, especially in storytelling, movies, TV, whatever, there's some people just want villains to be villains, but they want to try to humanize them, you know, because a villain has to believe what they're doing is right. And that's why this whole episode, the Falcon Winter Soldier series, basically the whole thing is like shades of gray for everybody. Everyone's going to have their own ways of how they're going to do what they feel is right to do whatever they got to do. So, everyone's living in shades of gray with this. But anyway, so the next thing you know, we see Sam, Bucky, and Zemo heading to a private jet. And no, first they go to this little car place where he has all these luxury cars. Lights click on, you see all these luxury cars. Like, whoa, okay, Zemo got some paper. He's got some Skrilla. And his family been in the business for whatever years or whatever. So he goes to these trunks, sees these guns. Then he sees this one car in the back seat, his classic purple Zemo mask, bearing Zemo from the comics. So he snatches that up because we all saw that in the trailers when he was, walking with it. So then smash cut, you see them walking to a private jet, and Sam basically just say, "Hey, all this time you've been rich." So he's almost like an evil Bruce Wayne. And he's like, "Hey, basically he's just letting him know as he strut." By the way, Zemo was rocking that coat with the fur collar, which kind of dates back to, again, in the comic books, he has a costume that has that little white leathery fur on it. So that's just their subtle way of, paying homage to that. But he was rocking that coat, just strutting it like a player. And he sees this butler, and this brother is old. We're talking ancient. All right. I think he helped Noah build the ark. That's how old this man was. Okay, I'm not, knocking the old folks. I'm just saying. So they get on the plane and all that, get on the plane, and they just having discussions about the situations and what's going on. And he has this book, and he has Cap's, he has that little book that Bucky's been writing in of all the names of people he needs to, amend for, apologies to, and whatnot. And he said, "Who is, such and such," referring to the Japanese dude from, I don't know if Japanese, Chinese, whatever, but the Asian dude from the first episode, when he killed his son. And Zemo just asked him, "Who is, blah, blah." And Bucky just jumps real quick. "Hey, okay, know your place. Watch it." He took the book back. And that happens to be the same book that Cap was using when he came out of the ice, when Sam was telling him all these things that, basically he's telling him about the Marvin Gaye Trouble Man soundtrack, which is a good album, okay? Recommended highly. So everyone, internet downloaded, there's still CD stores out there, but check it out. Marvin Gaye's Trouble Man soundtrack. Classic. All right. So, and he just saying that, I like 40s music, and, Sam just like, "Did you didn't like the album?" He goes, "I liked it." And Zemo pipes in saying that, it's a beautiful, storytelling of the African American experience, in America kind of thing. And Sam's just like, he's out of line, but he's right. Okay. So it's very interesting with their musical taste. So, anyway, still they're discussing. Then Zemo goes on this speech about heroes and holding Cap up as this icon when all heroes are flawed. Because you also have to understand that, because it took me a while to finally figure it out, that Zemo was, again, he's living in the shades of gray because he wasn't necessarily a villain, well, in the MCU. Okay, comic books different because they switch things up. MCU, he basically was against Hydra. He did not work for Hydra. He was against Hydra. Okay, because his original story, his story mission was going after Hydra and their people, eliminating them. And he basically, like he said in the cell, was just using Bucky as a tool to, get at people, especially the Avengers, to dismantle them. But he originally was um, after him, after Hydra. So that's why Bucky said he has a clear knowledge of Hydra. He's like an encyclopedia slash dictionary to Hydra. He knows their stuff. That's why they went to Zemo to break him out, because they got to find out where all the super soldier stuff, serum is coming from. Where was it made? So, anyway, they go to Madripoor, which is in the comics, by the way, and which is like a safe haven black market type spot. Every movie, action film, and all that kind of has these kind of spots, towns, places, which is like black market. Everything's out in the open, nothing's hidden. So, but anyway, you see Sam, Zemo, Bucky walking across this, cool looking bridge. Why they're walking, I don't know. Maybe it's just for effect. Maybe they want to get that shot of the bridge, for the show. So they're walking in. Sam refers to, I'm the only one looking like a pimp. And it's very interesting that Zemo says, basically he says, it's just very interesting how Americans will say a well-dressed man as a pimp, which is kind of interesting. But now it's more used as a compliment that you're looking too good. All right, which he did look fly. He's supposed to look like this smiling tiger cat, that he sees a picture of on his phone, which is a character from the comics. Okay, that is a comic character. So they get to the city, a ride picks them up, they're on their way. Feels kind of shady too, because all these like police type motorcycles show up, escorting them. They get into the town, which is one person online on YouTube kind of says it's very Blade Runner-y, the look of it, which is cool. I like Blade Runner's look. Second movie, that's a whole nother subject. Anyway, and there is a Wolverine reference in this show, because there's a place called the Princess Club that Wolverine frequent in the comic as one of his aliases, or his alias Patch Logan, in the comics. So I thought that was kind of cool. And of course, on the wall, you see this thing, Power Broker's watching. So they get to the club with the monkey on the emblem. Monkey face. If you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I mean, Elephant Man. You know his music. Awesome artist, by the way. So they get in there, and basically, Zemo had to let them know we're going to have to be playing characters. Like I said, Sam, you got to be playing this smiling tiger dude. And Bucky has to play the Winter Soldier character, the character that, took him years to, he had to get deprogrammed and going to therapy. I mean, it has major beyond PTSD, okay? But he has to get back into that because they need information. So they get into this bar, shady bar, like I said, Madripoor, black marketplace. Everything's out in the open, nothing's hidden, okay? Nothing subtle about the place. Everyone's there, has done dirt, does dirt. This is like low town. There's supposed to be a high town area that's more upscale, but this is, it right here. They go in there, and they need to find the power broker, and they need to talk to the power broker. And they go up to the bartender, nerdy looking brother, shades on and all of that, and Smiley Tiger, he's like, okay, you want your, basically looks at him, Sam, saying, you want your usual? And he's like, and man brings out this snake, cuts it open, grabs something out of the snake, whatever type of organ, puts it in his drink, gives it to him, and again, he has to play the character, and you're just like, okay, gotta play the character, and he grabs a drink, he was like, gulps it, man, and he's just like, he gives him the thumbs up, and Bucky just kind of turns and was like, that was nasty. So, anyway, some guy shows up, tries to, one of the patrons in the bar comes up to him, tries to fuck with Zemo. And Zemo, like I said, they're all in character, does, Winter Soldier attack. So, Bucky ends up whooping some ass in the bar, and people are videoing it on their phones. Now, that shit's going to get back to the States, okay? Bucky's in therapy. He was pardoned. And this video's going to get back. The therapist is going to see it. And who knows what's going to happen to his pardon now. U.S. douche is definitely going to have a reason to really come after them now, whatever, if, gets to them or whatnot. So, but anyway, after they whoop that ass, bartender says, Selby will see it, which is, in the comics, it is Selby is a character, but more can talk to computers, has that kind of ability type thing. But here, it's just a person has major information. So they go see this person, try to get some information, and they do. But then Sam's phone rings, and it's his sister calling. And when his phone rings, he's like, "Oh man, I forgot to put it on vibrate sound. Let me handle this." But somebody's like, "No, put it on speaker. Turn up the volume so we all can listen." Okay, kind of like the teacher in class. Oh, you you're writing a letter. Okay, let me see the note so the whole class can hear what you're writing. So it's kind of like that kind of thing, putting them on blast. So he gets it, puts it on, sister talking to him, and he's playing it off pretty cool because the way his sister's talking, still don't know what the conversation is about until she says his name and says something about Cheerios. So that just blows everything. But before things can really get down, a bullet comes through the window, killing, Selby, taking her out, and all hell breaks loose. They escape after they whoop some ass, and next thing you know, all these cell phones are going off saying, Selby's dead, whatever amount of money on the bounty to catching the people. Kind of very similar to John Wick, which turns out the person that wrote this wrote, and was one of the creators of the John Wick movie. So that's kind of cool. So they're running, fleeing all over the streets. People getting, whatever this mysterious sniper's taking all these people out. And, they kind of get split up from Zemo. And I thought, oh shit, he took off now. But he didn't. So he comes back to them. And next thing you know, someone coming out of the shadows talking. It's Sharon Carter, Peggy Carter's niece from Civil War. And it turns out she's been on the run since Civil War because she's an enemy of the state because she helped them get their stuff. So she's kind of been hiding out in Madripoor, and first she sees Zemo, so she kind of freaks out. And they're like, no, he's here helping us. We trying to find out what's going on with these super soldiers in the serum. So they go to Hightown where she lives, and it turns out she's been balling since she's been on the run. She went to Madripoor. She's like this big, art collector type person and making deals with other art people and whatnot. And it turns out all this art is the original, artwork from the Mona Lisa to Van Gogh, all this stuff. Because they're saying all those artwork that's in the Louvre and other places, they're all fakes. This is where the real stuff is. As Bucky says. So, or did Zemo say? I don't know. I'm too wired up right now. Anyway, so then they're talking about needing help, and Sam gives some eye candy with the shirt off for all the ladies. And as they're talking, and they're just saying to her they need her help. You need to find, this Dr. Nagel person who's been making the formula or something like that. And she says he works for a power broker and all this stuff. But in the meantime, she's just saying, relax, we'll go. Because she has this party to do this exhibit and stuff. So they're all down there talking, living it up. Zemo, as this one YouTuber says, breaks the internet. He's just getting his groove on. Hey, the man's been locked up. He's out. He's living it up. So you got to give him props on that. Zemo is in the club. Okay, he's in the club. So that was kind of cool to see. So then next day they go to this shipping area where all these big containers are. And Sharon has info that she got to where this professor dude is. And so they get into this container that's completely empty, and they thought they might have been double crossed, but Zemo's really looking really closely and sees, there's like a little trap door hidden, thing. They go open it up, go upstairs, and there's the professor or doctor, whatever. And turns out, it's Dr. Wilfred Nagel. That's his name, Wilfred Nagel. Almost forgot. And basically, long story short, He was hired by the power broker to make the serum. And he, see, in the comic, Dr. Nagel, real quick, a little history lesson. In the comic, he was the one that worked on Isaiah Bradley, the Black Captain America. He originally, worked on him basically and all that, got him to, be Black Captain America, gave him the serum and all that kind of stuff. But in here, he's just saying he received this blood from a test subject and that's been working on it to isolate and all this kind of stuff. And we know that test subject was Isaiah Bradley. So still there's a link to him. And because you saw Sam's face when they said that they got this test subject's blood's been working on it, and Sam just looked at him like, oh my, are you kidding me? So, and Zemo was already feeling kind of way about this dude anyway, because he made the serum to make super soldiers, which Zemo is against. And bam, Zemo shoots him, takes him out as he's explaining his big master plan, getting all villainly twisted mustache kind of thing. And basically he made a better form of the serum, which the Flag Smashers have. You're not all jacked up and looking muscular. You don't look that way, but you still have the abilities without looking like, Steve Rogers did. So they continue on, and after Zemo shoots him, they're all stunned by that. Because in the meantime, when they're having this discussion with the doc, Sharon's outside whooping all the asses of, all these assassin type people and bounty hunters, whatever, coming after Sam and Buck for the bounty. So she's whooping ass big time John Wick style, which was kind of cool. We never got to see Sharon Carter really get down. We saw her a little bit in Civil War when they were going against Bucky when he was all Terminator. It was her and Black Widow going after him, which was a cool scene to see. But we really got to see her on her own do some damage, which was cool. So the next, but as that happens. But then when they're in there, so they're inside talking to the doctor, and after he gets shot, Sharon runs up there, let him know we gotta go. They know where you are. Next, rocket launcher, bam, takes out the container of the little place they've been in, basically destroying all the formula, if they really did, because there's still a few vials and some that were missing. So. And it turns out the Flag Smashers stole the 20 vials of the serum that this doctor created. So, so after, they get out of there, they're running, they're being shot at. Again, Bucky, Sam getting into it back and forth, all, buddy cop style. And Zemo kind of takes off, but it shows him on top of the container as it shows in the trailers. Him carrying the mask, puts it on, so now he's in Baron Zemo mode. Blam, blam, taking people out and all that. Finds a muscle car, slick muscle car, comes out, picks the guys up, tells Sharon, come with us. And yes, I didn't forget that Sam offered her a pardon, we will help you, get back. Because they gave, Bucky a pardon, and he's killed 18 people. And so this, obviously, they can give you a pardon. So they made a deal to help us, and we can get you a pardon. And so right before they left, Sharon just said, because he told Sam, come with us. And she's like, no, just get me that pardon you promised. And classic, as a callback to Civil War, Sam's in the back seat, Bucky's up front, and he's saying, are you going to move your seat back or move your seat up? And Bucky's like, no. So classic callback. So, and you see Sharon goes to her car, and she has like a G, she has this driver, and she goes, we got two problems, explaining to you in the car. And so now you got all these people on the internet wondering, oh, is Sharon the power broker? And I don't think she is the power broker. I think she might be possibly working for the power broker, without question. I don't think she is the power broker, though. Who I think is the power broker, possibly, and I kind of agree with this one person on YouTube, said that it could be the Mandarin. Because he is going to be coming up in the MCU down the road, with the Shang-Chi movie coming out soon. So he could be the power broker, the Mandarin. He has all the 10 rings and stuff. 10 rings are almost like the Infinity Stones, but not as powerful, but they are. But that's a whole nother get that down the road when that movie starts to get close. But anyway, so take off, and next you know, we also get to Carly talking to one of our people in the Flag Smashers, Carly Morgenthau, Thal, whatever, and they're outside of this GRC place that has all these supplies they need to help, the people that are being ignored. Um, and they're talking about what their future could have been like, what they wanted their future to be, and all that kind of stuff. Just again, humanizing her, and the reason they're doing what they're doing, and it makes you understand them a lot more. So, um, so they do all that, and again, go back to Bucky and them on the plane, chatting some more about, I wish, I didn't give that, Sam basically saying, I wish I didn't give them the shield. I wish I would have destroyed it, buried it either way. And Bucky's like, no. I would take the shield before you would destroy it. Which kind of reflects to, in the comics, Bucky does become Captain America for a spell after Captain America. So kind of just referring to that as well. So they're just, chatting it up more. Sam gets some information of where the Flag Smashers are, or where they've been seen or spotted. So, and Zemo goes, I have a place there. So anyway, like I said, you already saw Carly and them chatting it up, whatever. And then you cut to them finally breaking in, getting the supplies they need. Got all the guards and them tied up. And she's just saying, you have all these supplies, food, medicine, that people need. And it's just sitting here. Okay, you got peoples out there suffering, needing help, and you guys just got all this here. Come on. So that's the kind of speech she gives them before she leaves. Gets into the car, talks to her, her friend, in the group, saying, okay, we got to go. Put on your seatbelt. And he's like, looking at her like, put on the seatbelt? What? Now, next car blows up, destroying the building, killing people inside. And he's looking at her like, the hell, there were people in there. What are you doing? And she's like, this is the only language they understand. So now she's gone. She's off the deep end. She's turned to the dark side. Okay? So, yeah. It's a wrap, people. So then we cut to Zemo, Bucky, Sam walking in the Sokovia area, and he just kind of explains how when Sokovia was destroyed, pretty much before the land was even, gone, you got people dividing up certain places. So now everything's kind of merged now in Eastern Europe of what's what kind of. So they're just chatting, talking it up. And then Bucky says, hey, I want to go for a walk. And Sam's kind of looking at him like, okay, you cool? You straight? But he's all right. The reason he did that is because he spotted something on the ground. And he goes to pick it up. And automatically, when I saw it, I knew what it was. It was a Koyo bead, which is from Wakanda, which was all the Wakandans used. T'Challa, Shuri, all of them. Turns out everybody in Wakanda has them. They're kind of like, a jacked up version of an iPhone, so to speak. So, and he keeps walking, he spots another one. So he already knows whose it is, whatever. He goes down this alley, says, hey, you dropped this. And it was great camera work that was doing. When he walked down the alley, he was right here saying, hey, you dropped this. Now as the camera's panning, okay, I'm getting all technical. So it's just cool the way the camera work does. I love when camera work does this. It kind of shows him walking in saying, hey, you dropped this. And he's doing like this. As the camera's going back around again. And as he's turning around, he's like, I was wondering when you were going to show up. And it's, Ayo. I know, don't mind me. I told you I'm hyped up. It's Ayo, one of the Dora Milaje. And she says, we want Zemo, where's Zemo, So basically, as Sam said earlier, okay, to Bucky about breaking Zemo out, he killed, King T'Chaka. You think the Wakandans forgotten about it? Let me tell you, they didn't. which is proof right here because she's here for him. They haven't forgotten, people. They have not forgotten. Which also makes me, which also, this one YouTuber from, I'm just going to say the channel that I watch because it's cool, Rockstar, New Rockstar, whatever. His channels, love his channel. He brings up a good point saying maybe they're going to go into detail of how Dr. Erskines, whatever, he's the one that helped create Captain America in the MCU. And the formula that they used to help Steve Rogers become Captain America, could it be a derivative or came from a certain element or herb from the heart-shaped herbs from Wakanda? Could have been because some of that element from that been used to help with this, because it was proven that Tony Stark's father did go to Wakanda to get the metal to, create the shield and whatnot. So who knows if they also got some of that heart-shaped herb as well. Okay, just speculating. Like I said, I heard this, so just speculating. So when he said that, I was like, whoa, I never thought of that. So that's a good point. Anyway, so leave your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Any things I might have left out or forgotten, because I kind of was, all over the place as usual, because I'm just hyped up, got some stuff to do, having a good time, people, as usual. So until next time, this is Hitman Thornton, your favorite mother freaking role model, the Buddhist. Woosah, nigga, with an attitude. For Raw Reaction TV. Until next time. Peace out, bitches. And to remember, always stay zen as fuck. And happy Easter, if some of y'all out there celebrating it.